How are
Hello,
you?
beautiful people. How are you, Evan?
Doing great. How are y'all?
Doing great. Thank you.
Excellent.
Mindy, I think, has to jump off maybe, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes. So, guys, today, what would we want to talk about? Anything you're working on? Anything exciting?
Yeah, we want to know, Evan. Where are you now?
And I just end up in the same space I always do. Um, but at least I'm like not giving up this time.
Good.
so,
I,
yeah, go ahead.
I made a video about that yesterday, the 90-day video journey, difference between consistency and persistency. And so, yeah, as long as you keep trying again, it doesn't matter, when we take a time out, you just try and try and try again. I mean, I've been doing this self-employed thing for 20 years now or something, right? So you just keep going.
Yeah, yeah, and that's always my problem. Always give up before I even start. But yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous to see these other people with like, yeah, I mean, how many communities do you have, Dan? Like three at least
Four,
now, four. And
four.
I mean, and you know, that's right now. I mean, I've seen you have like at least 12 over time. So
Yeah, but to be fair, right? So these four, um, some of them I'm neglecting them because one of them is doing very well. And so, you can also look at it maybe I tried four things and hit and miss and like one out of four is like 20/80 almost, right? So yeah, maybe it takes that. And obviously, now that we have the hobby plan, um,
Yeah.
4 times 9 doesn't break the bank to try things out. I'm on the pro plans, but that is because I really want those URLs, right? And in some of them I have admins and I don't want to just get rid of them.
mhm.
But yeah, long story short, I'm very active in one and I could do with some more activity in the others. What would be good for the community?
No, I like that a lot, though. I mean, yeah, if only I'd actually started any of the communities that I've thought of and documented and you know uh, started and like it got everybody's buy-in. It was like, yeah, that's great, you should do that. And then it was like, yeah, but what about this other idea? And that that sounds great too. Just do something, Jesus. Um, but yeah, I mean that's still right now where I'm at again. And it's like, wait, which community am I building again? Because like, what do people actually want? And maybe that's maybe I just need to be like, whatever, screw it. I'm just picking this one for today, for right now,
Yeah.
um, and then move forward with that one, and then like just see what happens. Because I just I it's y- I always thought it was like shiny object syndrome, but it's really just like curiosity is my leading trait. And so it's like as soon as it's not like, ooh, look at that thing over there. It's like, wait, like what is that thing? What is this thing? What are all these things? Um, and I find some of them more interesting, but like everything that I touch, that I research, like I go like head head first, dive deep into, and and then I kind of integrate it with all of the other things that I'm interested in, and I mean, I'm ultimately trying to arrive at like what the theory of everything, unified theory of everything, kind of thing that other people are out there referring to, and I know that I'm never going to get there. So like that's why it always just kind of like, do I make what do I make my community on? Like it's like I have this giant tree full of branches, and like I'm an expert in some branches, and I'm like super enthusiastic about some branches, and they all tie back to like me and my core belief system and the way I see the universe. Uh, but then like, who's gonna want to join that community? Like, what my universe, my theory of everything community. I mean, I was just basing it off my brand name, like Waigami or whatever, because it always comes back to that. Where it's like, I think if you understand yourself and your own, you know, way through life, then that's what you should be doing. Like everybody should just be trying to figure that out. Um, and I want to help people do that. But yeah, I'm not like I don't know enough about it yet. So it's like I know my story, my life, the way that I think my character should play out, but how do I help other people when I don't really like but I need the people to be able to study the people to be able to help the people. So yeah, we don't have to talk about all of that, but I'm making progress, but still just kind of spinning my wheels like I always do. Where it's like, wait, I really don't know what I'm doing. It's so much easier to help somebody else who knows what they're doing, but not, you know, who struggles.
Mindy's
Yeah.
jumping up.
Hi.
What just came to mind when you were sharing this, Evan? So, first of all, I want to say I'm like you. I love learning something new that's challenging. And I've learned so many things, which means learning something new, if it's related to something I already know, I will ace that in no time. And by acing, I mean like 80, 90% good enough. I don't need to do 100. But once I've reached that, I'm like, okay, I'm bored now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you know, next, right? And so if we keep going on like that, obviously we'll never arrive. And so I think when I, think out loud about myself, I need something overarching that is bigger and different from that trait or behavior. So I can, yeah, it cannot be this. And then the other thing, as you were sharing, if we go down to the root of it, first question, do you need to make money with your community or not? Do you want to make a living, or is it a passion thing? Because if it's a passion thing, then you just do your thing. You don't need to figure out which one is the best for me making money, right? And maybe as a start, maybe that could be quite good, because what happens when you hang around with people that are like minded? You make a network of people that you're very close to. And now, should you start something like I did with the video journey, for example, it was
Hmm.
so easy for me to have these 10, 12 founding members because I've built up this connection with them, like, over the previous year. And so that then laid the foundation for that new community. Yeah, that's what came to mind when you were
Yeah.
sharing it.
No, and I like that a lot. I mean, that's the progress that I've made is that like, hey, well, I made a community and I you know repicked one of the names that out of my giant box of names of communities that I've started and then abandoned in the past, but it's the one that like I feel like uh, allows me the most wiggle room, while still being something that is like applicable to people. So I mean, right now my community is called Schoolers Playground, and my tag is called I'm Schooler. Um, is my short name or whatever, and it would just be like a place where like it'd be my sandbox or playground or whatever, as far as like here are the things that I've learned about and am interested in, and that I think that would apply to other schoolers, when it comes to what automation or onboarding or community success or just like any one of the categories: health, wealth, relationships, things that I think that are all tied together, and that yeah, I think people like. I mean that way, if I want to post about I don't know most recently today, I was like reading back about like ATP and like the energy, the body creating energy and how all of that relates to like your mental like electrical charge versus your chemical balance versus your mechanical physical side of things. Because yeah, everything always goes back to Waigami, which is like kind of built on that kind of concept of like, hey, let's take reality and you know break it into fundamental concepts that I can then gamify. And so yeah, I mean, like it was interesting information to me, and like I mean, I would just have a community where I could post weird shit like that. I mean, that like is applicable, is useful. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, like no wonder. Like, what do we need creatine for? Like, why is that? Like, why do you do that before you go to the gym? It's like, oh yeah, okay, it's part of the instant energy cycle. Which here, we'll just drop that over in the health category. And some people might find it useful. Others might be like, what is this guy doing? I got to get out of here. So I don't know. Yeah, and maybe over time I could arrive at like, oh, okay, well, these are my people because they stuck around and they like this topic. So now I'm actually going to go make a community, more concisely focused or something based on the people that I attract and what they're interested in because I'm interested in everything. So yeah,
I think the more niche something is, obviously the less people you will get, but the easier it is for them to stick around because it's that niche. I'm guessing. I think Angela probably knows this with the dog niche, right? I mean, yeah, anybody who's a dog person, why wouldn't they join your community?
But I don't think there's a traffic issue.
Yeah,
Dogs is very clearly defined.
yeah.
yeah.
Mm. I guess so for me I had a couple of thoughts. The first one when you were talking, Evan, was about Brian May and how I only recently discovered that he's an astrophysicist and actually helped NASA land on an asteroid, for goodness sake. But he spent so much time in the music industry, and now he's gone back to that. So he's now doing that work again with NASA, which I find fascinating. And the other thing that I kind of resonated with was when when we study and when we're told things and then we qualify in something or other, I don't understand how people can just walk away and say that's it.
Hmm.
And so even down to this is going to sound ridiculous, but I'm like, why when I scratch a dog's neck here, why do they do this? Why does yeah, and so I discovered it was a muscle that was never covered in rehab or massage or conditioning. It just wasn't covered. And it's a muscle and it's restricted and it needs work. And it's kind of like the question the little things that I observe, I need to dig on those and figure out why is
Yeah.
and I guess it's kind of like so I totally get it. I totally get it. But you're never going to know if you don't press a button and start invite unanswered, the world's unanswered questions or just something. Just
And that's what always is confusing to me because it's like people want to. I mean, we learn to learn, but like I don't even care about learning so much as it's more just like exploring because I don't really believe any of the stuff that I read. Like really, like not 100%. I'm like, eh, okay, here, let me explore some more until it's like, okay, until I've kind of connected all the dots where it's like,
hmm,
okay, yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I feel like we're not quite there yet. Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel like the curiosity and just like the art of discovery. I feel like why don't they teach you how to discover? Like that's what we should be learning about is like discovery, not learning what other people have supposedly said is the way.
But Evan, that goes against the indoctrination of the educational system.
Yes.
Just like
It
everything else
does.
that I believe in.
Of course.
What an incredible name for a community. The art of discovery.
Yeah,
I
true.
like it.
Grab it. What would it be? School discovery.
I think that one might be taken, but maybe not.
Yeah, it's too good not to be taken. Look it up. Hey, Keith.
Hi, how's it going?
Going good? You're
Going
looking
good?
good.
Yeah, I thought the same.
Oh, because
Is it my impression, or did Keith get a beard trim?
I did, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it's looking very, very dapper.
Thank you.
I swear he looks 10 years younger.
Thanks.
I wasn't even sure what it was. I just knew that you're looking good today. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
How's it going at your end? What are you working on, Keith?
Mostly trying to scrape out time. There's a bunch of home ec stuff that I've been having to work on, and it's making me put school on the back burner. So I'm trying to finish that up quickly so I can get back to it. I changed one of my background pictures for my group, and then I changed the other picture, but I don't think it's as good as it could be. So I need to do a better about page picture. And then I changed the intro for what my school group is about. But after talking to Stephen Yin, he gave me some different perspective, and so I'm thinking about changing it again. So
Cool. How about if you would make a post about that in the community and tag all of us here, and we give you feedback. Could be something.
Yeah, for sure. I just I had a little bit of feedback on the picture already, and she told me that it was like really noisy. So I was thinking of taking it again, but I guess I could just go with what's there for now, and then maybe look for something different. So
Something that came up today on a call I had earlier was that, for example, in the 90-day video journey, I've set up the whole classroom. And at the time when I was setting it up, it was good enough to get the community going. But for the past 3 months, I didn't revisit and actually, tweak it and optimize it and do the changes I know are necessary. So I guess for you, as well, or any one of us, also the about page, any part of our community, to just revisit it periodically to see, hey, how can I make this better?
yeah, I was actually going to start doing like outreach, because I haven't really done any outreach for my group or really all that much activity on my group at all. Because I was going to try doing the YouTube route first, but I've learned that you need to do the school route first and then do YouTube to advertise your school group rather than, trying to advertise to YouTube to build. I don't know. It's like confusing to explain, but I understand I was doing it the wrong way.
Mm.
You gotta have something to invite people to. If you don't have, that's
Besides,
Yeah.
you already actually have more people than you realize. It's like, think of all the people you already know, your warm lists, anyone on your mailing list, anyone on your Facebook, your socials, anyone here on school. You can start there.
Yeah. True.
yeah. I mean, whether they belong or not, as long as they're supportive of you at the beginning. It's like here, once it gets going, then it's like here, I'm politely exiting. But until then, like I say, yeah, just anybody that likes, knows, and trusts you or whatever, get them in there so that they can spread the trust and the love.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Is this weighing on you a little bit, Keith?
A little, because it's making the jump from not in VR to VR. So, and I think that was part of the problem I was having, was I was trying to use VR as the method of what problem I was trying to solve, rather than trying to solve the problem and then having VR as a potential offer, even though you don't have to do it in VR. But that has been part of my disconnect when talking to people, is how to like, talk to somebody who hasn't tried it and convince them that it's worth at least looking into. And then that is actually a deterrent, rather than what I should be focusing on, which is the problem I'm trying to solve, which is a situation like what we're in now, except for we could be interacting with each other in a sense as if we're in the same room. So like, instead of sitting here talking, we could be walking around, looking at the environment, talking about things. Me and Evan could be talking about something here, and then we could join the other group who's talking about something else. And then there's no feeling of, where you're just kind of like there, but not really part of it. I feel like it would solve that problem, where you could still be a part of what's going on, even if what is being talked about doesn't necessarily pertain to you.
Have you been in the metaverse, or whatever they keep spreading around as the metaverse, which is really just Gather? Have you tried Gather?
Yes. I think it's really cool. I also tried what Ben was making. It didn't work for him, but I think that's because of marketing. I think he actually had a solid idea. I just believe he probably didn't market it very well.
Yeah, me too. I'm wondering, like, what happened to that?
I think
I know who Ben is. What can you just give me a brief overview of what he created?
So it is a 3D landscape of the schoolroom, and then you have a 2D person that walks around within the 3D landscape, and then a screen will pop up like what we have here above that person, and then you can talk to each other and watch things within the 3D landscape that's been built. And I think since it was fully integratable with this, like, we could all just hop on and move around. You just use your keyboard and talk to each other, and you could choose to talk to just one other person, or it would be broadcast to everybody in the group. We could all watch a video together, kind of like what you present here on the screen. It was pretty cool. I wanted something a little bit more interactive, so when I interacted with him with it, I was like, can it do this? Can it do that? Comparing it to what I was trying to use. And it was something that was kind of like in between. The coolest part about it is you can go directly into it while you're still on Skool. Whereas what I'm trying to do would actually take you off of Skool, but I have a way to bring it back onto Skool, but it would take OBS. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I just kept bumping into things.
Oh, you tried it?
When you tried it?
Yeah, he was on a call once and he dropped the link, and yeah, I was just bumping into people. Well,
Yeah,
objects, not real people, objects. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when Kevin Wong, was trying to push Gather and everything, that's where he found that it flopped. Was just that you were pulling people away from school, and like, although it was cool, it's like we're all diehard school fans, and so unless you have the close the loop, it was like, well, no, now you're just like leaving us hanging over here, and we're engaging over here, but not everybody's joining in, and so it's like really need something that closes the loop. It's why Notion, it's like such a hard sell for me to do the things that I want to do, just simply because Skool like won't integrate with things. It could we could tie Gather in Skool, and Gather in Notion and Skool and everything, but since Skool doesn't integrate well.
I'm curious, and I don't necessarily want to overtake what we're talking about, but I'm curious, in what way are you trying to integrate Notion into Skool and it's not able to do it?
So like I can listen to Skool and pull things from Skool into Notion.
Mhm.
Um, and so I kind of have that down. But then, like here, if you're interacting in Notion,
Mhm.
like uh, I can't. I mean, I can, but it doesn't work very well to like push it to like as a post or push it back to Skool to where like yeah, I mean, I pretty much just want to move Skool into Notion. So it's like here, yeah, you're on Skool inside of Notion. Um, uh, but I can oh, so yeah, Skool won't let you embed Skool inside of Notion. If they would do that, then that'd be perfect. Because like all I got to do is check that one box. It's like yes, allow embedding, and it would be awesome. Because then you could have all of that inside Notion, as well as like a collaborative workspace, and all of the other things that you want to do. But since they don't enable that feature, it's just a pain. And it's like here it takes a lot of like listening and pushing him back and forth, and it's just not
Hmm.
worth it.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely curious, but like I said, I don't want to just overtake this conversation. So maybe at some point, I don't know what your time frame looks like, but if you wanted to talk about it, because I think if you rather than pulling Skool into Notion, is it possible to pull Notion into Skool? Is what I'm curious about.
Yeah, and that's the route that I'm going with most people. I mean, it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, here, yeah, you go to the classroom, but the
Mhm.
classroom's not full of like school stuff. It's just like full of a Notion link,
Mhm.
and then it just pops up as another window.
Mhm.
And so yes, you're on another tab, but like ultimately you're not like off off elsewhere or whatever. And then like once you're in Notion, like all the links within Notion go right back to Skool. It's like not like here
Mhm.
you go somewhere else in Notion. It's like here's some more information about the stuff you wanted to learn about in school, but it's more in depth, and you have videos and you know links to other things, and everything that you could want. And you can like the real part that's missing is that there's no student to teacher push or collaboration feature on Skool. It's like here I can make a post, but like if I wanted to contribute to the classroom or we wanted to create something collaboratively,
Mhm.
um, there's not really a way to do that. I could,
Hmm.
you could earn your way up through the ranks to become a moderator and then possibly an admin, and then you could be a contributor. And like I've got that. I think Dan and I have talked about that before too. Kind of going, putting people through like a boot camp or training or whatever. It's like here the people that
Mhm.
kind of like you guys did in humans, I guess is maybe what it was. Kind of yeah, like hey, the first people to hit level 5 became moderators, and kind of like an ascension plan there. But yeah, I mean that's Notion is primarily a collaborative platform, and that's what I would like to bring to Skool because it lacks collaboration.
Hmm. Okay.
I think as it is right now, one of the main limitations of Skool is that if you want to do anything of the sort, it's very labor intensive. As in, it has to come from the part of either side to initiate contact,
Mhm.
and there needs to be willingness on both sides. But that applies regardless.
Yeah, I mean it just reminds me of like it's like hey, like when internet first started, everybody was on forums, and
Mhm.
then eventually AOL came along and it's like, oh shoot, we can do things synchronously. This is awesome. I feel like Skool's like, are you gonna make that same like realization at some point? I don't really want to treat Skool like Quora for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
Um,
when you think about it, the closest thing we have to live chats is just through video.
Mhm.
Because when it comes, then again, I don't see how a chat room would really help us. We
Yeah.
already have that actually through the video,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
again, you need to be on video at the same time.
yeah, and I mean you could do posts, and I mean like the way it works is pretty great. I mean there's like not anything wrong with it. It's just that there's no persistency to the information, and like they really need to figure out the category thing for posts better. Like I think one small perfect like easy little change would be to like not dump everybody into the all categories thing. Like if I could choose where you get dumped off, like which category is your like the one that always shows up when you enter my community, and not just like here all of the posts. I can show you like what like the most recent or the new or whatever. But no matter what, it's like a mixture of just like who knows how many. I got 10 categories or whatever, and it's just a giant like cluster. Versus like, hey, like, hey, I'm interested in this topic, and I have to go out of my way to go like, oh, see what people are doing in the lounge, versus see what they're doing in the Q&A section, rather than the lounge and the Q&A and the intro post and everything under the sun just being thrown at me uh, in every single community. Like there's not even a chance to like venture in and feel the different categories out.
Okay. Do you mind if I bring up a point? And this is about school, so hopefully it still fits within the realm of what we're talking about. Gamifying the group and getting rid of decision fatigue is something I've been thinking about a lot. So you set up a post where somebody goes in and you have like one concept and then the next step. And then it brings you somewhere else and it's like one concept and the next step. Mm-hmm. And I think with what you're trying to do, you're going to have to put in a lot more legwork, but setting that up to where it's like you go on Skool, you make a comment, you click on a link, you go to Notion, or it is Notion, right? And then you fill out something in Notion. On Notion, you're going to have to make it to where it's very specific for that one thing. They do the thing, then they go back to Skool, they go to the next step, and then you track them the whole way. And then once they stop doing the thing, you know where they are. And then you go and you message them privately, be like, hey, is there something I can help you with? I noticed you stopped at this step. The next step is this. We're really excited to have you continue. And it's more effort on your part, but so far as I know, that's kind of the way Skool is set up. Dan is like the master of finding workarounds, so he might know something I don't know. But for the most part, it's kind of the way it is set up currently.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of Notion or not, that is exactly how every onboarding process should be set up. And that's what I advise people on. I mean, like start in the DMs, and then use that hyperlink trick to actually have a hyperlink in there that sends them to the first step, and then have that step send them to the next step. But like before they go, if they're in the classroom, hey, say, hey, check this green check mark or whatever, and then go over here and then leave a comment, and then okay, here they've left a comment, and follow the breadcrumb trail where it's like, oh, okay, they died after step 3. I got to make it more fun, more simple, more enticing by, hey, now that you're step 3, unlock this super cool wooly doo. And then it's like, okay, cool. Now I got him over that hurdle. How long can I get him to keep, going down the trail before they get sick of it again?
Right.
And I've spent weeks, months, kind of like trying out different things with that, that pattern and stuff. I have a pretty good playbook now for it. But yeah, I mean, like that, just that concept that you outlined is exactly like that is an onboarding process. Like everybody should just, and if you don't have a way to validate where they fell off, then you don't have an onboarding process. Like you're onboarding them, but like you don't have a process like that you're.
Cool. Hearing you guys talk, it was very clear that what you were describing was an onboarding issue. And not only that, the fact that you're talking about guiding them from one specific point to another, whether it's through, let's say, a page inside of the classroom leading from page to page to page, or let's say linking to posts. And then the thing is, you need to have a very clear end goal in mind of where you want these people to arrive, and then work backwards. As in, all right, let's say you want to get them to point X up here, but they're starting down here. They need to go through all of this, and they don't even know their way around. So it's not only them getting from here to here, but they have to do so in a dark room. Because they've never been to this place before. The question is, how clear are you making it to go from here to here? By the way, this is something I'm facing inside of my own community.
Right.
and something that I know that I'm going to be working on next. Really structure out the onboarding, because I'm realizing people need a lot more hand holding than I first thought.
Mhm.
And apparently it doesn't seem to apply. No, as in it seems to apply everywhere I go, as in not only at work, not only at home, not only with my private tuition, but even here on school. So it's like a human thing.
Yeah, the one thing that I would say, like, yeah, like, hey, after all of my practice and everything, the DM is the place to start. Like, there's not any other good way on Skool to like capture their attention and like and direct them, because there's so much else going on. You can, the intro post or the start here classroom. Like the classroom's a great like first step or whatever, like click the link in the DMs and say, "Hey, go to this classroom. Now you can focus. Hey, you got all the other stuff out of the way for a second." And then do the pinned post at the bottom to wherever you want to have them jump to. Um, and that works really well on mobile, less so on PC. Everybody I've lost doing that method is on PC, because when you click the pinned post on a PC, it opens a new window or new tab automatically, versus versus on the mobile, it like guides you there, changes pages, and then once they're on that other page, then you can guide them back, and so they never, you keep them on that same trail. But on the PC, yeah, the fact that it wants to open up a new window whether I hold control or not, screws everything up. It's like now you're branching, and you don't want that.
Interesting. I hadn't considered that. Hmm.
Dan looks kind of bewildered. Does like, is what I said, is that not true? Am I lying?
No,
Because
I just went to check. So what happened at my end is on PC, Classroom, Pin Post, it opens it as a pop-up in front of the page. Um,
okay,
that's on my machine, and I'm on Windows using Chrome. I don't know if it differs from system to system, but it
no,
shouldn't. Pop-up
no,
is a pop-up.
yeah, yeah. Actually, that's a more recent. I noticed that too. What I was talking about was the olden days. So they've made it a little better, I guess. Because yeah, you're right. I just went through that with another guy's group the other day. But there was still something around the way that he was doing things that I didn't like. The pop up didn't seem to work all that great. I don't remember what it was now. It's like here, if it pops up and I'm asking you to do something else, um, but then like at any point in time you can kind of click out of the pop up, right, and go back to where you were. And once again, I'm like, I don't want you to go back to where you were. I want to control where you're going. And so there really, I should never be like, hey, like an obvious back button. You only go back if you like have to go back. Like other than that, just moving forward. I don't want you to like click out and then be like, oh shoot, you were 3 steps ahead, but now you're 3 steps back, and like, yeah, you know. So I think that was what I didn't like about it still with the pop up. But yeah, on the mobile, it's so perfect. Because yeah, it's like no, like they only have one page at a time, and you can send them right through it. So I'm like, I just start recommending it to people as like, build your classroom for the mobile, and like say that at the first step is like, hey, are you on your computer? Then go post and comment and stuff. Like, come back on your mobile app when you want to. Like this course is specifically designed for mobile. I only put 5 words on each slide or whatever. So like, use your mobile application. Do it, like when you have some free time on your mobile, and that works. It's way easier to uh, optimize the way it looks and functions and feels when you're only designing for one thing only.
Absolutely. I just thought that another call with an expert in the video journey, Irvan, was talking on YouTube that 70% comes from mobile. And so it's just more and more people are just, yeah, doing everything through mobile. So it makes complete sense to optimize it for that. Another thought I had though is it probably also has to do with the demographics of our communities, and maybe do a survey, a poll to see, hey, what are you guys using? Do you use desktop, mobile? Um, because if one majority comes out to be PC, desktop, then we don't need to do the mobile one. But in mobile, yeah, everything I think opens as a new page, and you just go back to yeah, get where you came from. But it is you don't have many tabs open in view. It's always the latest one that's in front, so you can guide them through like that. And I think the thing you said that most resonated was it all starts with the DM. I completely agree with that. We, like nowadays, I have the auto DM for Skool Buddies, for example, but I usually write them a DM based on the membership questions, do contact like that rather than trigger the auto DM, because that's where you have the first and maybe only opportunity to really one on one get in contact with this person and establish that first relationship and then guide them from there. Yeah.
Yeah, I use the auto DM, but I'm blatantly obvious that like, hey, like this is an auto DM, because uh, I let in like 10 to 18, 20 people at a time. Um, and so to, sit there and like, do that would be a pain. But yeah, have it send the auto DM and I send them the link to step one. And then when I get around to them, then I reach out to them and say, hey, I see that you're on step four. Like I know exactly where you are in my onboarding process. Um, like and then I also open the conversation to yes, the registration questions, and I see that you're new to school. Here, have you gotten a mobile app? Those kind of things I handle on a person, person by person basis. I used to ask whether they were kind of new to school, and now I realize it's like, oh, that's a waste of a question because I can just go to see how many groups they're in, how long they've been on school, that kind of thing, and so I can kind of infer whether or not I need to, hold their hand or not. But I still think that that is like one of the most important things to understand. Yeah, to first understand about your newest member is are they new to school or not? Yes, no. Okay, then go down this path and handle them this way. It's the number one thing. It's the first thing that I feel like branches the paths that someone takes or that how I handle them.
You know what? If they're not, so if they're new to school, it's actually, I think, easier to keep them because if they're new to school, they're maybe not in that many communities. They are not following other people. And so the notifications they're getting are your notifications. And so make them have a comment or reply at least, which then makes people like their stuff. They get notifications. Yeah. Mark, you're muted.
Thanks. But they also need a lot more hand holding. Remember, they're new to the platform, not only to your group.
True.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're like the value of that person to you is like what tenfold, hundredfold compared to somebody else that just came into your group and is already what a school owner and doing 100 things on the platform. Like if you indoctrinate that person into school and you kind of reinforce like, hey, like I'll teach you how to use School. This place is awesome. Yes, stick around. And by the way, use my link. Now you got the 40% thing. Who else's link are they going to use? Like, hey, just try it out. Like now that you've been a member in the group, use the 14-day free trial. See what it's like to start a group. You don't have to pay for anything. Just go check it out and see like, oh, okay, here's the next thing. That way you can start to think about, oh, well, what would it even take? What do I need to start a group? And uh, yeah, and then as long as they're fully aware of like if they like you and you brought them onto the platform, uh, like if you get them to start relatively, early on in their school career or whatever, they're gonna use your link. Like who else's link are they gonna use? Why would they use anybody else's? And so, yeah, I mean that the value of like really nurturing those relationships is huge from what I've found. I mean, I'm managing other people's groups, and I've made them so much money just by like thinking about that one fact. Where it's like, you came here for the classroom, like go have at it. Like, but the people that like came here and are new to school, it's like here, let me like get you the mobile app and make sure that like I fully understand like why you even went out of your way to come to some obscure platform. Because that's what always goes through my head was like when I first came to school, I was like, "What the hell is this thing?" And I'm sure that's what every single other person's thinking. It's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, hold on, this place is really awesome. Let's slow down a second so you can take it all in."
You know what you just said? This matches my numbers. I don't know about you guys, but the people who have created a school where I'm the referral are people I don't know. They joined my community and then they're like, "Oh, what does this do?" And they created a community. And it feels weird because, here I'm doing building relations with people outside of school, people that I know, and say, "Hey, school is a good thing, open a community." And yeah, few do, but compared to the ones that open one that I don't know, that just yeah confirms what you were just saying.
Hmm.
And these are new people, right? People who are just exploring stuff. Nowadays, of course, yes, it's a hobby plan, but still, I mean, it's yeah, it's good.
I'm
Yeah, and
kind
I
of in
real
a different situation because I have people who have started a dog community and they have come into my community already a dog community owner. And so the scope for affiliating those anyone inside my group is my goodness, it's so small. And and I so what happens is they come in, they have a name of a community and they have their 3 members. They come into the group and then they vanish a month later and they've taken some of my members with them because they're doing something else that my members will enjoy. And I don't mind that. But stay in the group, collaborate with me. You know, we could do great stuff. But yeah, so I don't have the same because I'm not teaching anything about business or business systems or anything like that. I don't have that luxury that in my community, which is a damn shame. Although I have said to one of the people in my community, you need to have your own community, but they're like, no.
yeah, I mean that you're facing the Facebook group uh, mentality, which is
Mm,
I mean that's exactly how Facebook groups run and work, and you know, it's yeah, cannibalization and no like sense of like belonging or whatever. It's here,
mm,
like search any topic on Facebook and find, literally thousands of groups around that topic. Um, and yeah, and yet somebody just still thinks it's important to make one more. Like,
oh, I don't honestly. but yeah, I know. So I'm going to be there's going to be a big shake up in my community because I've changed the program and I've changed how and what I deliver, and probably I'm going to be left with 5% of the members that I currently have because of this. But those members will be absolutely the way to move my community forward. It's really scary, really scary. But I think I have to do it in order to bounce back up again.
Yeah, I saw somebody else in Schoolers post, something rather similar to that. I mean, he was like a little more obtuse about it. I was like, "Nope, gone, 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 gone," like kicking everybody out of his group. But like, ultimately, it's like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of value in doing that. If your culture's changed, if you are trying to, you know, reinvigorate slash like change the group around. Because yeah, if it's not what it used to be, then though you don't necessarily need those members. I replied to the post and said like, hey, give everybody a chance to stick around and become the new type of member. Reach out through a DM. If they ghost you, gone. Like whatever. Like
Yeah.
but like lurkers, I'm a huge supporter of not like lurking, but having the the freedom to not be a poster, not be a commenter, because I just like I like a ton of stuff. Like I'm probably like the one you know person driving the leaderboards, but I'm not on the leaderboard myself. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's great. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's like here, let's move everybody up. Let's get the group
Mm.
up discovery. But I like every time it's like my job as an admin or anything like that is like, oh, you got to post too, and you got to like comment. And I'm like, yeah, way to go, good job, buddy. Like, what do you want me to say to you? Like, I don't. Oh,
I
gif
think
this,
for me, I
gif,
just
gif.
I get that. I really get it. For me, I just want to change the culture. So my ultimate goal is to reach this magical number, the 1,000,000 dogs, and improve their quality of life and reduce pain levels. That's it. But I can't do that by myself. And so I want to build a community of people who are ready to step up and do that. And I will help them. I will help them on that journey. So I guess it's kind of just like more of a culture change. And yeah, they will receive messages, and of course, I'm gonna announce in the group afterwards. And they will be given an opportunity to join me, but maybe not in the way that they are joining me right now. Because I'm on a mission and I need people who are also going to resonate with that mission. And I feel like I didn't attract those people at the outset because I didn't understand school well enough.
I
Okay.
think you niching down with having just like 5% of the people left sounds scary, but it's totally a good thing because you will be left with the people who really resonate with your message. That's one thing that came to mind. And also, what we have to remember, especially with new members to our community, right? This sounds harsh, but nobody cares about us. Nobody cares about us.
True.
We all have this thing about what's in it for me. And so that's what people judge our community by. Is there something in it for me? And so if we cannot give them either the community or a specific product, they come and go. Once we've established a relationship with them, obviously then they do care about what we share and so on. But the first touch point, they don't know us. They don't care what we do. They're just what's in it for me?
Yeah, give me the stuff.
Yeah, and make sure you understand whether they're there for the people in the group, the results, or the information, or they're there for you. Like there's the only three things that they're going to come for, and if you can align what you want to offer and what they're looking for, then you're golden.
Right.
Awesome. Appreciate
Perfect.
that, guys. Thank you, because it is scary. Oh.
Perfect closing words, and we've reached time, and I'm going to do a school. See you next time.